statu-liber, just like natura libera. They're mocking us. A slave with freedom promised to subject to condition. Slaves we are. Statu-libera, male slave. Statu-libera, female slave. Sol, statue of liberty. Temporary leave granted to a sailor. We are the sailor, the seaman that has been granted liberty, not in this matrix, not freedom. That's what we are, guys. Fucking dog. Dog in the mouth. Oh. Just thought I'd do a little thing on the greys that run the world. Because they have it all planned out. They have it all planned. Because we live on a plan. By the ETs. Plan ET. We have dew on the grass as well, because we now have grass again. Because they destroyed all the grass with their climate change bullshit, which is chemical agent. Don't everybody rush on at once. It's truthful as I am, you get fucking well banned. But this is the way. This is my life. This is why they're trying to make me a paedophile for touching a knee, and apparently.
Where is the evidence of these statutory acts taking away our freedom within the words? The Latin statu-liber-tas translates into English as condition of being statu-liber, a slave with freedom.
Statu-libera.
Subject to conditions.
So they have the statu-libera mockery.
Statu-liber,
yeah.
Meaning male slave to which freedom has been promised, subject to stated conditions. And statu-libera for female slave to which freedom has been promised, subject to stated conditions. That's what the statute.
This goes to every single one of us.
Statutory acts have always been telling us that we are slaves with a promise of freedom that is subject to terms.
And what do we use?
Conditions.
Promissory notes. Promissory notes. Sorry, but there's no money. I said to a lady there, she said, "Oh, you made my day." I told her about the promissory notes. I said, how can there be any debt if it's all promissory? Under the system, we are all stabular slaves to the promise of freedom that is subject to conditions. That's why we are liberties, but not freedom. Liberty is temporary leave granted to a sailor. We are the sailors, seamen, and seamen that have been granted liberty in the matrix, but not freedom. Because we do not live inside on a spinning ball. That's another fucking statu-liber bullshit, as it says on the bottom there. It says for decoration purposes only. So anyone who believes this, which millions of us do, I did until I was 46. There's that magic number again. 4 + 6, 10. It's almost 28. It's almost 6 months to the day that I haven't masturbated as well, which is a massive thingy for a lot of people, because it's a day off. Day off me at 28 days at 6 whole months without pulling the apple. What is a pull? Apple is the apple, the big apple. Our sexual arms is what keeps the sun on. Sol on is all sun. It's always the sun, which is S. And this is amazing guy. Don't know where he is now. This is the third part in the amazing. Actually, if I put it on that smaller screen, I might be able to.
That's what a conditional sentence means, and a sentence always carries terms. This is a promise of freedom that is as empty as the fiat currency that comes from the Fed, which are also called promissory notes. A promise is synonymous with hope, which is linked with faith. These are all mental constructs of belief, which is where humanity is most easily preyed upon, because humanity then waits for their savior that doesn't exist to show up and make everything better. It's been 2014 years. The rescue isn't arriving. That's what makes it such a big joke. Can you actually imagine a rescue mission being sent to people in dire need of assistance that took over 2,000 years to arrive?
I'm coming, honestly.
Farce.
I'm coming. Honestly. I'm coming. No. I'm not. Shit. Complete
In
farce.
regards to the
There's the
freedom
White
that we
Army.
are promised, what are the conditions? That one has followed and obeyed every single statute of Troy, statutory act that has ever existed in the land of legal fiction, and not broken or bent any of their rules even once. Doesn't seem likely, does it? Yet, the single most important observation that needed to be noted and maintained was to never prostitute oneself out to the public in any form, to the shame and disgrace of our internal nature. This includes every action in commerce, including buying, selling, and working for a paycheck, especially a paycheck that involves the all caps name. It is the Greys from the Sirius constellation, the dog, God.
Yeah, we'll just pause on that there. The name, the NME. What does it say here? A certificate copy of an entry is not evidence of identity. So this is a legal fiction. It says there, name given after registration. No one realizes. And why is it grey? Like I said, it's grey because the Greys run the world. And climate change just happens to be a stinking anagram of chemical agent. Look at that. Disgusting, disgusting. So all of this information here, this is called boxing. This is a crest. There's your 33 there. Look, you're 55, you're say 10. And that's why the Greys run the show. The dog star, Tez Dog. Arr, arr.
Star that have set up this entire system of the moonstone and the name or appellation, apple of sin, of death for this Trojan horse construct. Name is an anagram for mane, showing the horse connection once again. Here is the connected proof in the words, and you may want to read this through several times. There are a lot of connections to this.
Birth. Birth. We're given the first name, the Latin furs, meaning thief, robber, be the devil. Wow, look at this shit. And what does it have on here, look? This is the robber bee. This is the double cross. This is the beehive. And it all has the evil lizard on it. This is the 50, which is your digital currency, look. It's showing you the digital ID. It's showing you the 5G creates the coronavirus on this one. There's the 5G. Can't see the thingy. There's the 5G, which creates the coronavirus. Excuse my nails. Did a bit of gardening yesterday. This is your digital ID. And there is your queen looking into a mirror. There's your adrenochrome, your children's blood. And that's what they're doing now. They're murdering, killing everything. That's what they do. This is the royal. The royale is royale flush. They're the ones causing all things bad. And furs. First things, furs, the devil. Last name. Sir is an important aspect of keeping. Sir is Romanian for greys. That's why the greys. So it's your grey name. Yeah, your surname is your serpent name, your grey name. Let me write this all down. Star Sirius, a person from Earth who would perhaps call themselves Earthlings. Let's continue with the grey connection. An Albanian Syrian means the eye, giving the esoteric link to the single eye of Ra, or eye of Horus, while as a Ukrainian language, Siriti means greys and greys. I've just watched some greys, the grey, while the Ukrainian Siri translates as cheeses, because we always say, what do we say? We're doing a fucking cheese for the moon. The Latin word is tragic significance, as is detailed in the Golden Web Part 2, and to prove more links to the continued here. If we split down the Ukrainian word sifath to sipi, we're left with a Latin term that means tombstone boundary. Tombstone boundary. So when they add your second name to your birth certificate, yeah, what do they write on the tombstone? They write it in capital letters. This is the corporation taking over the name, the legal name. It's not legal. Illegal means to go against God's law. There's nothing good about legal. It means contract. Moon, which is artificially constructed, controlling our reality. The Latin language conjoins with this word Siri, meaning Sirius, great dog star. This is where the anagram of God came from. Dog. Dog came from the true gods of humanity are the greys from the Sirius, the dog god star, and genetically manipulated us. What does the English grey translate as in Latin? The Latin word Canis, which is Canis Major, star again known as Sirius. Canis Major is as one of the dogs that follows Orion's. Orion is derived from the Latin Aurea, which means begin, originate, be born. U-R means that as well, created. This gives us the basis of the first statement in the Bible, Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, beginning. This was the beginning of the man-moon IP manipulation. The Russian Servi means grey, while the Latin Sirius, Siri, both translated in this name of slave. This is the capital Syrian name given to each of us as a mark of the serious predatory game of life. Let's continue because we're not even close to being finished within the golden web of connections in this. The Spanish word grains means flock. We have flock cameras, grey cameras, congregated to religious believers because this is the predators, greys, that give us our false religious system of belief that are used as a method to conjure and divide. In the Azerbaijani language, the word for grey is called the Romanian kal, which means horse, night, G up. Yeah. So when you say yo G, you're saying greys. In the English verb, it means turn to the right side, which is why, yo, what's up, grey? Controllers are reluctant to doing things the right way and also being right-handed, etc. It is a command given to the horse to turn to the right side. This is related to the G force, which is the force that is exerted by gravity. Gravity G is Sol. I've explained in other videos that this is a cardinal number that adds up to 1,000, which is the Bible 1,000 of the Apocalypse is shown. It will be showing and a severe implication of what this means. G is the 7th letter. It's also 7 plus 26 is 33, which is your 33 fallen angels. Letter of the Roman English alphabet linked to the constant cycles of the 7 because we are separated. 7. This is also the commonly known G whiz, comes from the corporated linked to the aspect of the greys and the sulfuric moon cheese, with their product known as the cheese whiz. Of course, this product is made from the Freemasonic company called Craft because the steering of the charger horse of the battery power is known as the craft. It's the craft of the battery polarity power, as indicated in the German word Kraft, meaning power, energy, force. This is all the power, part of the Freemasonic operation to burn a calorie. A calorie, yes, this is what you are doing, burning a calorie to produce a single unit of energy. The English word calorie. This is our fucking enemy, guys. And everyone's fucking proud of this. How Kenny I. And the word calorie translates in Albanian calorie, which means it's equitation. Equitation is a sport of sitting on the back of a horse while controlling its movements. Wow. It's all to do with horses because we have names and we have neighborhoods, and your name is being taken away from you and replaced by a mane because you are horses. We are horses and horse law, short leave. Equestrian horses right now is the whole operation is telling humanity to turn right. The word equitation is derived from the Latin equitor, meaning horsemanship, riding. That's why all political platforms are called ridings. This is about maneuvering the horses, the horse, us, to create enough power to switch directions in the battery cycle operation. This is hinted in another connection to the Kal, which is Welsh word for penis. And penis holds the next set to the Trojan warriors that will be sent to conquer our environment. Another corporation has alluded to this for quite some time with the product of Trojan condoms. Every facet of this reality is controlled, and I am still not even close to being finished with the connections of just one strand in the golden web. We are being controlled to burn a calorie of energy, which is the comedic great work of Freemasonry, that we all part of, which eventually turned into excrement, as shown by the association Russian word kal, which means feces, because our faces, our feces, excrement motion, the motion of emotion, where the calorie is burned and this renders into waste. That's why we have a throne when we go to the toilet. This is what the apocalypse is about. Was related back to this, which is the Turkish word for wall, rampart, and the last trump, the trump of doom, which is Donald Trump. The synonym of the Turkish word sir is kale, davari, and kale is an informal term for money, but also the Albanian kale translates as horse, still thinking as random as unconnected. Yeah, of course it is. But Turkish language, Kale translates as castle, rook, fortress, goal, bastion, home plate. The moon is the home plate and recaptures us after each cycle of horse battery recharge, because horses are also called chargers. The most obvious Kale connection to the moon comes from the fact that the Latin in the first day of the moon interest was due. Here, look at this. I sent this to a couple of my friends. It was in Sunderland. I don't think so. I ain't sure yet. I think we might send it to her. Because this one with the horses, I wouldn't have known this information if it wasn't for this information that I'm showing you guys.
Horse. Well, you have a name, and we have a neighbours, and we have neighbourhoods. We are the horses. We are the charges being fucking abused. That is Satan. See,
Sitting on the horse's back, you see. The sea, which is the serpent, which is the elephant in the room.
Two reasons, and they are up high because they have us all high. Yeah, all of us. Look at us. Look how high it is. It's all high.
There's
because
us guys.
we are all
We're the
high.
whores.
We're all fucking under fucking mind control. Look at the bell. Look. There's us. Ring the bell. Fucking disgusting. C is the serpent. 111666. Yeah, and your two V's in there with his legs. Look. 55. Say 10. Fuck Satan. Fuck the Masons. Look at it. VV. Say 10. Serpent. Fucking eating us. Feed us. Ring the bell because they keep us quiet. Shh. We have. Look at this whore.
Yeah, just fucking slaves, like it says there. And that's because of this information that's got gleaned off this gentleman, who I think he disappeared. Went on a long walk. The calendar. So you have a calendar, yeah. Charges. Kale, we have a calendar. Kale connected to the moon comes from the fact that the Latin is the first day of the month when the interest was due. The calendar, which came after the verb kale, or kalo, meaning call out, summons, the Greek word associated with the kalo. From this is what we have the English word calendar, which gives us the monthly time keeping schedule. Another synonym of the Turkish sur is kayat. Where Kayamet means doomsday, apocalypse, resurrection, and Bozu, borrow, translates into pipe, tube, Kayamet. What we've just seen there in fucking Tibet, pipe or tube, you know what I mean? Fucking together, it means the doom is down the stink pipe. We've just seen that come down the stink pipe. Was that the start of the royal flush that we've just seen in Tibet?
Have been affected.
I mean,
the Nepal government
you can't not say this isn't a royal flush, eh?
Flood hit areas, a disaster zone for the
Look at this royal flush. There's the shit coming down the pipe.
Pictures of
That's the royal flush. There's no wonder one can handle the actual truth behind the deepest levels of Gnostic and esoteric information, because it all seems so incredibly unbelievable that the mind cannot open up to the actuality of the as above, so below. The process that happens inside our body also happens out there. Again, let's continue. The connections are not done after the calorie is burned. Is going to be sent to the south. Where's that going? That's going down. That water there is going down south.
It's been swept away.
Yeah, swept away. In this fucking deluge of shit. Sent south, excrement showing the Spanish Galactico, Suros meaning south. Due to the fact that the calorie is burnt acidic, and it needs to be flushed out, is dilated by the Icelandic sur meaning acid, and also Swedish, Norwegian, Danish and Welsh term sur translates to acid, rancid, sour. The burnt calorie needs to be banished and separated from the body as shown by the Hebrew sur. So like you said there, what happens in, that's what they're doing out. They're literally, what is happening inside, they're doing outside. A number? Fucking a number? Fucking hell. Whole fucking populations. banished from the true kingdom and becomes our own individual apocalypse. This is why when we die as individuals, our own small part being in the whole operation is captured by the light of the moon, which is captured again made of cheese. Fucking hell, man. When we smile to the camera, you need to say cheese is shown in the Arabic sir, meaning photos, while the Latin camera means vault. So when you see the light, that's the big cheese. Look at the moon, cheese upon death, you're captured by the camera's vault light in the world. The people say, yes, sir. They're saluting to the moon as shown by the Belarus sir, as Bosnian, Croatian, Serbian, Slovakian term meaning sir, meaning cheese. Is also sulfuric death of the moon shown in the Slovakian sira for sulfur. That's where we are, because heaven is heaving because of all the sulfur. Cheese is a sulfur from the sirens, which is when you get out, the Masonic Blue Lance comes, you get the sirens. Moon are calling you into the death light, as told by the Macedonian Serenge, the Bulgarian Serene, both meaning cheese. Then you are dead, as the Chinese Seren says, dead. Syrian death inside the moon. These burn the calories of the Trojan horse sulfur moon with the Albanian calories for horse Night Rider. Look, Night Rider. Even the Night Rider was to do with the moon. This also keeps us in the time prison because we Kit, K-I-T, tick. Kit is a tick because time ticks and talks as we talk. Ticks as we talk. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Prison in the matrix splits from Albanian word from the calories to or, which is Albanian for 4 hour clock. O'clock. Albanian nymph. The nymph is a beautiful siren that is calling in the back room. Beautiful song of the heaven is related to the back. Sir with sir. Oh, when we say sir. Yes, sir. Oh, fucking hell. We're saying yes, Mr. Cheese. Yes, Mr. Cheese. When you call yourself sir, you call yourself cheese. The moon, sulfur, time, heaven, as related to the sir. Yes, cheese. Mr. Sir, by Ajaban turns ecstasy, rapture. Sura being Bengali. So sir is also ecstasy, which meaning tune, melody, music. Mark, measure, God, deity, keystone. The moon is the keystone or the Holy Grail, which is the cathodic, which takes things from acid to acid, Catholic group, cup, shown as the key. Latin words, cyphus, meaning communion cup. That is the cup. The vagina, ancient cultures referred to the moon as the Holy Cup, as the Grail, phonetically Grail. The Holy Grail, indicating the grays of the gods known as L from Saturn. Yeah, that's why it's grey outside, because we are run by the grey L's. Stacey, alright, sister. Very deep shit, this, guys, but well worth a watch. It's on Chiron, back up, guys, down here. Get this watch, guys. If you want to know where you really are, what's really going on, then watch this shit. Brings us back to the zero, seeing the Sufis gives English language word cipher. So the Grails, the Holy Grail. There's my pen. Pens. Holy Grail. The Holy Grail. The Holy Grail. It's all bullshit, guys. The Grail. The Grail indicating that the grays of the gods known as L from Saturn. The box. The honey trap. Womb man. Alright, let's get back to this. This brings us back to zero, seeing that ciphers gives it cipher. It's just like the matrix, the word means zero. Considered as being no importance or profane, as the Freemasons would call everybody, as shown by the Chinese Surin, related to Sir, which means laity, secular, earthling, laic, vulgarian, profane. Wow, I like all these words. That's it. Write it all down. Write it all down. Write it all. So what do you call it? Sir. Sir. Profane. How you going, guys? Hey, there's an influx. Hey, Stacey. Hey, Lee. Hey, Anna. Hey, Jackson. Hey, Dan. How's it going, guys? This is just the golden web. Fucking amazing shit. Chiron last lady. So we are the iPods, egg slaves in the Syrian gods, shown as the Bengali term for God, which means the batter. And the last syllable of the word is taken by itself, which is the T. We are translated of sitting on eggs, incubating. That's what God is doing, sitting on eggs, which is all of us, until we hatch from our cocoon, syphilis pill. To find that connected, we need to get back to the Turkish sir, as it looks at the synonym of set, which means floodgate. What we just seen there.
Military has said they've rescued
There's a set.
Close to 100 people.
A TV set.
Various hospitals. 50
what the fuck you doing, man? Sorry, guys, gaming fucking stupid things. Battery is pillar, because that's what we are. Battery-operated electrical devices. The main Turkish word battery is pill. Then take your pill. What's that fucking Pink song? Pill. Jagged Little Pill. Battery, turkey pill, pillar. When we go to sleep, we go on a pill that takes us low. Pillar. Batteries. And we have pillars in our heads. Pillars. Our temples, pillars. This is the true basis of the esoteric symbol, dual pillars. It is the breath of the battery cycle, and this is why the Matrix move portrayed us all being battery slaves inside our iPods, attached to huge pillars of towers, the electricity, the French word pile, meaning battery. Yeah, we are commonly used, saying among humanity is the same shit, different piles. Saying that after the battery cycle is used up, it creates a dead sulfuric smell, just like after lightning strikes the Earth's surface. This saying, rephrased esoterically, would be same shit, different batteries. Continue the Bengali word pillar, meaning pill, elephant, bishop, whereas the synonym of pillar is the Bengali guti, that translates as pawn, cocoon, chrysalis, pill. We are all pawns that have been thrown in the pond because we have been pawned, and we are continued in our prison cocoons, being used as pills, batteries. This is what the monarchy butterfly symbolises in the truly about. When I went to New Zealand, I literally seen this happen. Seeing it as a chrysalis in the pupa of the butterflies that is enclosed in the cocoon. That all of us enclosed in our cocoons, whereby the Latin word pupa means little girl, a doll. Who's just died? Fucking Dolly Parton died. You're joking. Hi, Linda, mate, alright? Yeah, what, Bryce? Yeah, about half an hour, mate. Alright, sis, in a bit. Yeah, we'll do. In a bit, bye. So, takes back the word kill. So, Dolly Parton's just died as they done a royal flush. It's all connected, guys. Yeah. So, we're all stuck inside our little doll houses. And Dolly Parton's just died. Mainstream music vibes showing us arrested. Because that's what they do. A doll Parton is you take it apart. And that's what they do. They fucking flush us down the loo. And then they fucking put us in another body. Dressed up as little girls surrounded by dolls has everything to do with symbol aspect of our cocoon enslavement. So look, Dolly Parton, yeah. It's our cocoon. This takes us back to the word kale, which is found in the Lithuanian term kalajimas, meaning prison, goal, nick, can. This is why the greys can us in the grey moon, from the Latin canus, meaning grey. Why Nick? Nick is a slang term meaning prison, which is related to the saint, All Saint Nick, being another name for the Satan and the devil. I related to this in the video I called Christmas for. Oh, it's good. For anyone who took time to find out the disgusting evil aspects of a satanic holiday known as Christmas. This is why secret society members wink at each other, because this is the Latin nictus, meaning wink, nick, nictus. If this isn't enough, the German nicken also means wink, nod, and the saying anionet pitis as the back of the US dollar also gives us the indication, saying that Latin annuit can also translate to winketh, therefore giving us another hidden basic bearing the one eye symbol of the eye of Horus. To the wink is a signal of consent, and the consent is undertaken in the moon, winking during the waxing and waning phase, just like an eye that winks. Adding to all of this, the common saying, in the nick of time, indicating that we are caught in a prison of time. This is also related again to the word kale, which is the Bengali kale, meaning lunar, digit, minute, and kale for time, age, season, which is also the adjective for black dirt. The Hindi kale gives us the word period, time, kale, whereby kale is also the Dutch term that's meaning bald. This is again why Neo was a battery when he portrayed being completely bald when he woke up in the iPod after being given the red pill. Pill, elephant, pawn, cocoon, chrysalis, bishop. This is the prison where we are given Baal, seeing that the English word bald is also derived from the Old English meaning fire, pyre. Hard to believe, right? The Middle English term for bald is also bald, because when you get black bald, you get white bald when you're in, when you get black bald when you're out. Chain improves aspect of Freemasonic ceremony being white bald and black bald vault. There's another aspect of the black and white checkerboard pattern in the duality where you receive a white ball for being hired, heaven, and when you receive a black ball for being fired, hell. Why do you think we have shitty jobs is also the duality language story. How about the fact that the people finish their tour of duty? When you go through the bog, you go for your tour of duty, just like you smash shits in your albums you buy while you're on your tour of duty. Duty also said to retire. It's because the tire is a bald, and amazingly enough, the synonym of tire is sir, which circles us as a complete back to where we started. The whole journey, of course, the synonym is related to the port of southern Lebanon on the Mediterranean Sea, formerly a major Phoenician seaport, famous for their purple silks, which is the crown, which is the colours of the red and blue combined to make the paradox of taking the red pill and the blue pill at once. Israel is royal, guys. Hope you're well. Arr! Why is it? Hey Lee, why is it grey outside? Because the moon is grey and they want us all grey. Yeah. We are literally battery hen slaves.
That was a slightly deeper example of...
Yeah, and what we have in here? A royal flush. Royal fucking flush. Deeper example.
What the golden web of language will reveal if one is willing to dive into its depths. The definition of a single word is only the surface aspect.
Keys.
The mystery keys need to be used on all levels to reveal the hidden elements that keep going into deeper waters. The deeper waters that show us how to survive through this game.
Survive.
No, he's not going to fight her over in a minute. It's getting sorted.
What I'm doing here is a bridge to that gap between the so-called elite and the rest of the mankind, the multitude. Let's get back to the significance of Sir. Name.
The word mercenary.
Caps a connection to the commerce.
The word mercenary is by definition a person who merely serves for wages, especially a soldier hired into foreign service. That
So what do we do?
pretty much everyone.
Every one of us is a slave.
Where the synonym soldier of fortune was derived, indicating someone who only seeks to gain an advantage over others from their time served.
Look at that. They're literally, it's not even fucking putting it in properly. Look at that. It's not even, why is that not even getting like, it's it's not even fucking, fucking honestly.
That's even the legal definition of gainful employment, occupation. Work that is lucrative, remunerative, and based on gain.
What is it
The
doing, man?
Canadian Law Dictionary for this definition goes on to state that the criterion for determining whether work is gainful is personal advantage to the employee and not the value of the work to the community. There it is in black and white. Gainful employment means personal advantage, while the individual could care less about the effects of their gainful employment on the community. This is the corporate mentality, which much of humanity has.
Oh, we love you. We'll give you a
adopted
watch
as
after
daily
25
mantra
years of hard labour.
doing everything, no matter the cost to anyone or anything else. Here is how everyone serves this whore of Babylon system. A mercenary is a soldier of fortune, and this is linked with the Latin mario, meaning to serve on foot, be a foot soldier, to prostitute oneself for money. Where is the word prostitute rooted? Its etymological meaning is to set it up in front of everyone, whereby the word itself is from the past participle of the Latin prostituere, that is formed from the prefix of pro, meaning before, in public, and statuere, for set, place. This suffix is the source of the English word statute, which is why governments have statutes set up in Parliament and Congress, honoring and controlling this whore of Babylon system. Many other Latin words signify the same element of public sales, equating to prostitution, such as prosto, prostibilis,
We're all prostitutes,
and
guys.
prostituo, all meaning to expose publicly, as for sale, offer goods for sale, publicly expose for hire, dishonor, disgrace, oil, humiliate, demean.
That's what we are. It's what employment is. They're the seven heads of the economics, prisoners, slaves. And that is the Hoover Dam, which is going to go as well, guys.
Every single one of us who has participated and continues to participate in the system of commerce is a prostitute in the eyes of the universal laws of nature. It is not an accident that the United States Corporation printed "In God We Trust" on their legal fiat
Cha-ching.
or Babylon currency. The God they are speaking of is the money. Everyone is passing those units of faith like devilish
It
whores
is
every single
fucking
day,
the worst.
and the system loves it. If money is the God that we put our trust and faith in, which is practically all of humanity, then humanity is also collectively calling God a prostitute. That's how serious this is.
Just a mockery, guys. Everything is a mockery. This is your God.
Of course, the unreasonable mind who hasn't even meditated on this fact for even 5 seconds will denounce what was just said as ridiculous, crazy, and blasphemous. Again, this information is not for those people. It is for those with the eyes and ears of intelligence, because I am following an inner command to bring these revelations to those who will hear them. And as such, these words will be heard by very few. They do not want you to be informed of this or talk about this with anyone, because that might make enough people aware to end this madness. No, all kinds of excuses and methods of reasoning are conjured up, such as, "No one will believe it," or "That's just crazy. We need money to survive," or "I'm worried about losing my job if I start talking to others about this sort of stuff." Any justification to ignore the stated issue and its severity of importance.
Yep, that's where most people are. Head in the fucking head in the fucking ground. Go on, dig yourself a fucking hole. Come on, dig yourself. Yeah, this is normal. Yeah, it's normal. Normal. Oh, there's a bit of blue. Oh no, it's not. It's not. No, there's no blue. Nah, almost. But you know what I mean. It's just. Don't worry. It's natural to be grey through the day. That's why I bought myself a grey rug to go with the greyness.
What's the definition of a prostitute? Someone who sells their body for money. That's everyone who goes to work every single day. Do you have a body? Are you making money by using it to participate in commerce? Welcome to the land of prostitution. That's why the word Congress, from the Latin congressio, means sexual intercourse. All laws about commerce and money are passed in Parliament and Congress. And anyone who
Sexual
participates in its
intercourse.
system is a prostitute by default. Here's another example. The word trick has a basic definition of a period of work or duty, a tour of duty, a shift, and also a prostitute's customer. Each time that everyone goes to work, they can accurately say that they are turning tricks. As already stated, this brings dishonor,
big boy.
disgrace, and humiliation to the individual and humanity as a whole.
Can I
That's why the
get
word
some of your...
ploy in employment means a tactic intended to embarrass, humiliate, and frustrate an opponent.
That's why we have employment centres, to employ you to do something, to embarrass you, to frustrate you, to make you do something that you don't want to do, which is pay money to a corporation, a dead legal fiction, by using IOUs. Prostitutes, all of us.
That's everyone's job while acting as an employer and employee, to embarrass, humiliate, and frustrate each other, because humanity is caught in a system of hating each other. There's no...
Isn't that for fucking sure, guys? How much hate is thrown around, especially Facebook and that. This is terrible for it. Fucking hell, man. I'm getting abused on different levels. People, and so is loads of other people as well. I mean, not just me, but I am getting so much shit. What's it all about? It's because we're taught to hate, to war against each other, because all money creates is war, and what war creates is money. Sick world.
No gray area with this one. Humanity is entangled in a systematic web of hate for each other because we participate in the war known as commerce, which is the prostitution of humanity.
Divide, double cross. Why do we hate each other? That says right on there. I used to make H82s, hate boxes. Everybody who wins, someone has to lose. That's
I don't hate anyone because I want the traitor system of Big Mama to end.
There it is.
I am not a communist.
Maritime, Marine, Admiralty, Maritime, Axe. That's what Mama, yeah, just killed a man. That's Marine Admiralty, Maritime Axe. That's what Mama is. That's the Matrix.
Or socialist either. Those are simply disguised systems of commerce with even more entrenched dictatorial and centralized control and power. I am simply of the living who can cognize that everything is already here. Anyone who uses any justification for a monetary advantage-disadvantage system has declared themselves to be a traitor of humanity. End of story.
Star E. E is Saturn, empty. The public feces of the trader system is a commerce. This is where the capital names becomes the traders of humanity, and the formula manifest destiny of the occult elite through the energetic, the will of the majority.
Everyone who participates in the monetary system is a soldier of fortune, as shown by the anagram for the word monetary, which becomes army note. All legal fiction friction currency bills are also called notes because they indicate a vibratory signature like a musical note, which is a tactic of war. Hence, monetary becoming army note. It is a statute of Troy, statutory system, as shown by another anagram for monetary, which is Amen Troy. Monetary can be rearranged into Amen Troy because each time the monetary units of In God We Trust religious faith are passed around like a dirty whore, we all say Amen Troy. We are saying amen to the gods of the underworld, as shown by the further rearrangement of amen Troy into main Troy, the main of Troy, seeing that the word mains describes the Roman spirits of the dead and gods of the lower world. Some may argue that these gods were considered benevolent. If one considers gods who demand blood sacrifices benevolent, I would have to say that I kindly disagree with that supposition.
Army notes, dead notes, military notes, monetary notes. Who's the feed dead in the underworld?
The entire schematic of commerce is truly our act of shame and disgrace, and this is how we are all discharged from life. Let's go through the process of it in the deceit of religion and commercial service. The Pope at the Vatican is called the bishop, because the phonetic prefix of bi is also bi, and the compound suffix is shop. Hence, bishop turns into buy and shop. That's the first instruction that is given to the masses of those who worship this arrangement of prostitution slavery.
There's the buy shop. There he is. She is, sorry, the fucking dirty fucking pedo. Pope is an anagram of pedo, by the way, guys. Quickly show you. Do it in black. Oh. What the fuck? Pen's fucked. Click the E. They even show you that there. They show you the key. They show you the fucking key. Yeah, they love showing you that fucking P thing. You flip that upside down, you flip it into a D, and you've got pedo. That's the papal bull. Pope Bishop command to go to the buy shop, bishop to feed the... I was born in buy shop, Hawkland, which is Hawkland. Furthermore, encouraging the duality, pretending to care about the welfare of the poor. Yeah, telling us to buy, fall, construct to the false methods.
The congregation sets out and follows the instruction to buy and shop from the buy shop, bishop, by going to the store, which is the building by the street that houses the or. Hence, street or store. ST is also an abbreviation for saint, once again denoting the religious aspect of the whole operation. Those in the congregation walk into the building where the or saints house their wares.
Wares, the horse saints. When you get your wares, your wars, you have to save our wares. The saints are located in the streets ors, the stores, the street ors.
The congregation first checked the prices, because the word price is derived from the Latin pretium, which eventually gave the English language the word praise. The worshippers give the priests or saints their praise by declaring what wonderful prices they have to offer.
Pretium, price, priest, priced, priests. This is all biblical. Shopping is biblical. What wonderful prices you have for the worship. Thank you, priest, all day long. Everyone is the society. Mankind is being conditioned into thinking that the thing is one thing only. Prices of everything, including the soul, which is everything that's sold. But hey, it's just a coincidence. Doesn't mean anything. Right? Yeah, right.
The clerks come around the aisles, to ensure that the religious service is going smoothly for the customer, seeing that it is a religious custom of and the very definition of clerk is cleric. A cleric, to be sure, is a clergyman in a religious order.
Just a coincidence, man. Just a coincidence. Custom of where you go to the street or the store, the cleric, helping the customer with the service, serve ice, serve ISIS, serve the devil. The Vatican, electrics, clerics, clerks, clergy hold the clerical bookkeeping duties in the Catholic Church. Cleric is derived from the cleric, clericus, meaning clergyman, priest, clerk, scholar, scribe, secretary. B, that is the Latin interjection meaning Baal, saying in the We are the sheep. We are also sheep and counted as the clerks, clerics as the bookkeeping, accountant, and the bee sheep. Keep the honey, the queen of the moon. Ever wonder why we need to count sheep to go to sleep?
The religious custom is moving along nicely for the customers, and many goods and wares are being accumulated for the final Amen of Troy, signified by the monetary religious belief units called denominations. A denomination is by definition a value of a series of related values in money, and is also a religious organization uniting congregations into a single body. What religious in God we trust denominations will you use on your next purchase? 5s, 10s, 20s, 50s, or 100s? Perhaps you are really religious and you take it on pure faith that a transaction has occurred and you use a debit or credit card that constitutes nothing but computerized digits. Praise the Lord! What faith!
Cause I gotta have faith, the faith, the faith. I gotta have faith, the faith, the faith. Babies! Religious monetary army notes, denominations also the same size. Oh, sorry. Belief in the change, value, amen, try. Nomination, dead nominations. Oh, God. I did a transaction on the way here. Jeez. Selling my soul. And now the digital transactions, the world is being participating in the war of commerce through sheer blind faith. The sheep are being led back to slaughter. Something is happening with each transaction, right? Something is happening.
The service is almost complete. Just one last stop at the cashier who will discharge the customer with dishonor, because the word cashier is by definition to discharge with dishonor. The cycle of hate has completed itself.
Just
and
hate
the Vatican
everything.
as well as the gods are pleased with the compliance of their religious servants. Amen.
Wow. Sick world we live in. Yeah, cheers, mate. Do you want a receipt for your dead good soul? No, I don't want a receipt for my good souls. Thank you. Goods sold. Maybe smiling, but I'm here to tell you that what your final charge is going to be for our services. The religious units of faith, the nation of demons, form of digital. I am going to settle the transaction by giving you a dishonourable discharge from the service proven by receivership of your faith in the system of war. Thank you for your soul and half a nice day. Wow. We smile at each other. We like our fucking shop attendants. I'm always fucking nice to them. I'm nice to everybody I try to be. Most people look down. Have a good day.
This puts an end to your life, which is our life. That's why the word your contains the word our within it. We are discharged with dishonor, as related to the Latin dis, meaning Jupiter, Roman ruler of the underworld, Godhead. Our faith in God, money, is the indication of our honor towards the underworld rulers, hence dishonor. They are the ones who charge us with the debt, notes, tones, when we are dead or discharged. The moon is Isis, who ices us in our frozen slumber, because she is the daughter of the sun. She is put on guard, because the anagram for daughter is the guard. This is also true definitionally, since the moon is a satellite, which is a word derived from the Latin satellitum, translated as escort, protection, guard. The moon is the foreign satellite that guards the interests of the gods of the underworld.
Nice. There's the moon bump. The guard is dishonor. The second hidden moon gives us the discharge of X10. Charge is also shown as the French word 10, which is dix, phonetically pronounced as dis. I live in number 343, which is 10. I fucking went 550, which is 10. I was born on the 10.
Phonetically speaking, the word daughter is also daughter, because when the end of a life sentence is reached, there is a period, which is a dot. Isis, the moon, is the daughter with the monthly period, who brings the dead to the underworld at the end of each of our life sentences. Isis, the moon, is also the one who brings the dead back to life, a fresh set of recruits that have entered sin, because at the end of each period is the opportunity for another life sentence.
End of a life sentence, potential beginnings of a new one, a never-ending story. The period of the dot brought back the dot, both given life and take it away, shown as the anagram of dot, which is the red dot. This is English verb meaning sum tot. This is a German word for dead. Hence, the dotter period determines the sum of the dead, which is the moon. The month occurring the red blood period. That's why women have thingies is to flush out the old.
Life and death is the paradoxical duality, which is a huge aspect of what the Freemasonic checkerboard pattern means. White is life and black is death. The one-eye symbolism is also used to portray this aspect as well, with the open eye indicating
It's
life
also black and gold
the
as
covered
well.
eye signifying death. The prevalent and increased use of this symbol, especially in media and entertainment, is also due to the fact that we truly are approaching the galactic singularity point. Arity is a philosophical logic and mathematical noun that means the number of arguments that a function can take. This is related to
That's
the
why we're having this
allegory
all
of
without
Jesus
opinions.
asking why God had forsaken him, seeing that the word forsaken is derived from the Old English forsaken, and saken meaning to dispute. It is all about algorithmic arguments until the function of the one comes about, because the functioning of this construct cannot take any more disputes, arguments. Each of us is a singularity that forms a personal subjective view about this reality, which is in dispute with everyone else's viewpoint. That's a simple observable fact. Once we reach a certain number of unique subjective viewpoints, number of humans, we will have reached the number of arguments, disputes that the function of this matrix reality can take. At that point, the breath of the ages will be pushed into the opposite direction sometime during this 13th mini-age that we are currently
All about
in,
the breath of the
and
cycles.
The entire cycle
Bin
will be
laden
repeated.
is your bin is laden when it's full, and it's
Everyone has missed one of the main points of what the biblical deluge was actually about. It was not about a flood of water per se. What was being expressed through this story was what this earth construct is experiencing right now since the industrial age of oil anointment began. A deluge of human souls and a massive increase in population. An increase that will not stop or slow down until the king Phoenix makes its return to cap the ages. In the game of poker, this is known as the royal flush, which happens after a full house, because for the singularity to occur, it needs to be all in. The biggest ruse is that the elite are working extremely hard at their depopulation agenda. The casualties that are occurring from their evil deeds are necessary for the algorithmic system to perpetuate this endgame. Yes, there will be depopulation, but not before the massive increase in population hits the necessary peak algorithm. Does it currently look like the population growth of the world is slowing down? Or is it increasing faster than ever? The fact is that they want everyone to have as many kids as possible so that humanity is all in before the final royal flush, mass moon depopulation. Hence the name of the United Nations Secretary General, Ban Ki-moon. In other words, ban the key to the moon so that no more births occur after the singularity. We are in a false matrix system, and therefore it is closed and limited with mathematical boundaries and rules.
bullshit.
Here is the paradox of it, and really meditate on this. When there are more people in the closed system of the earth, there are automatically less flora and fauna, plants and animals, at once. Many have asked, what about the animals? Yes, they are a part of this system too, until they're not, because to have more people means to have less animals. That's not eugenics propaganda. It's a hard fact of paradox. And any who
Why is
do not
prices going up if there's less
paradox
people as well?
remain wholly ignorant of this truth. The population of humans will continue to increase exponentially. 8 billion, 10 billion, 20 billion, 40 billion, 60 billion. Let's not stop there. How about 100 trillion people on this one earth? There are those that actually think a closed system can handle any number. These points are moot though, because the factored increase is inevitable until the algorithmic singularity point. That's when the mass cull or depopulation manifesto becomes a reality. As it has been stated many times before, it's in the cards.
52, and I'm 52 years old as well, guys. Just fucking funnily enough. 2 5 10.
That was the great metaphor of the Matrix films. In the first movie, Neo dove into the Agent Smith and destroyed him, only to realize that he came back with the ability to copy himself like a virus. In case anyone didn't catch the metaphor, by doing this, Neo the human gave the Agent Smith the mark of the beast, the mark of a virus which only seeks to copy and perpetuate itself. To the architect, this was a necessary function of the One. Neo is the anagram of one, whereby Smith took over every agent and human that was a part of the Matrix system and turned them into a copy of himself. The third movie featured a final battle between Neo, the one singularity, and a world of Smiths. Inevitably, Neo accepted his fate, and Smith took over the final human to create the ultimate reset point and capped that version of the Matrix system. Smith had become the upgraded Virus 2.0 that fed on everything until there was nothing left to take over, thus eventually consuming itself.
Yep. And that's what parasites do. That's what this earth is, ran by them. They will kill each other, smile in each other's faces while plotting to kill each other again.
This is a matter of quantity over quality, because the paradoxical law is that the more quantity a system has, the less quality there is. Yet, these are truths of this system that are actually argued against. There is no argument with this. When there is more quantity, there is less quality, and vice versa. When there is more quality, there is less quantity. People spout off paradoxical quotations without any understanding of them, such as, you can't have your cake and eat it too. If I start eating the cake, am I going to still have it? No, the cake disappears as I eat it. And that understanding of this parable is simply the surface aspect, and yet these things are still met with objection. It is, sadly, without confusion, easily seen why humanity can be so overtly controlled and manipulated by those who have taken us over, which leads us into the words of how and when this occurred. The Greek word arche means beginning, government, and is the reason that the entities who control humanity have been called by the Gnostics as archons, or the Ark. This is the reason for the Ark of the Covenant, with the 13 bloodline factions that have served the system of domination since the beginning of our takeover, the beginning of the foreign government.
There's the eagle, the aquila. 13 adds up to 4. 1 plus 4. 1 plus 3 is 4, which is your paradise. I see an iron moon is placed in. The all seeing iron moon is placed here in what we have to 1776. What's 1 plus 6? 7, 7, 7, 7, which is your 7, 14, 21, which is your fucking 7. This is your birth certificate. It's 7, 7, 7. You have 7 years, and 7 years to reclaim your title. G777. And the architect is the mankind. The architect is the capstone of the Great Pyramid. The Great Pyramid to the beginning of the New World Order.
I'll space on the betting out, man. I'm literally setting off in a second. Just have to sort the band's breakfast and shit out.
Eagle has landed for many years. The moons of Saturn. Eagle is the eagle. Eagle. Enki. This DNA, the tree of knowledge, the spinal duality. The moon is the star of David, just like David Icke. Star of David, the bow of the Saturn shown as the star of David, symbol of crowns, heads of the eagle, the dollar bill, the E-A-G-L-E. With the wings is the quarter phase of the moon. The elephant in the room is the moon. Start of the cycle of celestial time. We have measured Enki and Marduk, indicating Marmaduke. And then that fucking film's quite good. Horror film. When the Earth has arrived, the station has ended, and the station of the fishes was named. Lost Book of Enki. Fucking Danny, you'll get fucking text me when I want fucking you texting us, you dog bugger. You're on me fucking live. Well, you were anyway. As you do, 2 H's. It was this mighty hat of the Babylonian, the Dagon. When you say God.
Dagon is another name for Enki, and is why there is the Dogon
Enki
tribe in Africa that knows so much about the Sirius star system that these entities came from. These beings brought a message with them that they gave to the Dogon tribe. There is no God in here. Dogon spelled backwards is
no
God.
Doggone it! Yeah, Michael Saxon says doggone it. Dagon, no God.
This biblical passage, which is the very first in the Bible, clearly states that there was a beginning to this holographic matrix construct, which was the ark, or beginning of government in our lives. This beginning was marked by the construct of the Trojan horse moon of 13 monthly cycles per year being brought here and eventually introduced into our DNA, an object which was seen by those of us who lived on the actual Earth at that time as a frightening foreign construction.
Exactly, you know what I mean? You've gone from 2 suns to fucking this moon comes out of nowhere. Trojan horse gift, the nightmare. As they took their journey from Elim, and the congregation of the children of Israel came from the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, and on the 15th day of the 2nd month, after they departed on the land of Egypt, 5 days after my birthday, apparently. In this town, anyway.
This is when the Israelites came upon what has been called manna, which comes from the Hebrew word meaning, what is it? Take note that they entered into the wilderness of Sin, which is the Akkadian name for the god of the moon. This is why the moon, manna, sin are all the same thing. When our DNA was changed through the foreign moon installment, we received certain senses while others were taken away, and the English word sense translates into the Hausa language as ma'ana, and also the Swahili word mana for meaning, significance. Sense also translates into the Swedish word sin and German Sinn,
So
again
you sign, you
showing the
sin.
correlation. And another Swedish synonym of this same term
Synonym.
is besinning, which links us indirectly
Synonym.
with the term beginning, and the aspect of the sin-moon construct that was the arch, beginning of government. Manna is the biblical food of the gods, and the Dutch word man is literally moon. One might be astute enough to say, hey, That Dutch word sure looks and sounds like the English word man. Maybe there is a correlation. There most certainly is.
Dutch. I think they run the world secretly, guys. New Zealand gives it away. New Zealand being Holland. Just chop me over. Shit, there's the Baphomet. It just happens to be a tea as well. The Holy Eucharist, which is the honeymoon of the bread of life. Humans are born within it. The Latin Eucharistial means vessel for preserving the Holy Eucharist. EU, which is called Charist, which is Christ. That with the A in it. Eucharist. 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 The Eucharist. It's just a mockery, isn't it? The Eucharist is a vessel of preserving the Holy Eucharist. Do you see the cup? Absolutely. The chalice. The vagina, the serpent, the moon. The Old Horse language, man actually indicated the female sex with the translation of woman, while the Old Norse word for man was were, also ver, and the Old English ver, were from the Sanskrit root term were, ver, and therefore we have a connection with the werewolf being linked to the full moon. This is the same inside a woman's biology. When the moon egg inside of a woman is full, it is released into the abyss to pick up the lost semen. Semen who need rescued. Rescued when you play a pool. Rescued. Re-skewed. Ra-cued. Rescued. Anyone for a game of pool? See if we can rescue a few seamen from the pockets of the bottomless pit. The Latin word for wolf is lupus, which is also translated as grapple iron. A grappling iron is the type of small anchor indicated that mankind was hooked onto the moon, the light of Lucifer. This is indicated further with the Latin synonym lupus and Lucy. Lucy is a Latin translated to pike, jackfish. This is a 33rd degree finish. Alec Pike was issued the title. Luz is a light, Italian for light, and also tied to the Latin word for indicate light, such as Lucio, Lucis, Lucifer, and Lucina, and Latin meaning childbirth. The Latin Lucus means forest tax, sacred grove, which is also the Bohemian Grove. Bohemian Grove ritual in honour of the moon, which is given from the forest of human pineless pineal glands. That's why it's in the fucking pineal glands. Dirty fucking paedophiles. Freakmason. Who give away their humanity, but they use it as they used. The Latin lupus meaning being of a wolf, made of wolfskin, indicating the wolf in sheep's clothes, and also translated to lupus, fake money. This is why the word couple phonetically is lupinous, because we are being looped in psychic circles while being tricked, such as a fake money. English word loop is connected to the etymologically to the Middle Dutch lopen, meaning to watch, peer. The moon is watching us, all-seeing eye. Pyramid, as indicated again back at US dollar, is in the capstone of the dead for the son of Saturn. We sit and earn as we fucking burn calories for heaven. His heaven is heaven from all the sulfur.
The Sanskrit root word man also meant moon, which is the isle of man, it being sacred to the moon goddess known as the mermaid or androgynous Aphrodite. She kept mankind's souls in pots that were turned upside down, which were also known as beehive tombs. As explained in the Golden Web Part 2, This is because we make the golden honey plasma for the gods, which is continued through sexual copulation and bread making. That's why after a couple walks down the aisle during their marriage ceremony, the wedded couple go on their honeymoon to make another golden honey blood plasma creator.
Where's our heart kept?
In Imperial Rome, Mana was the mother of all manes, and manes were known as the ancestral spirits of the dead and gods of the underworld. Here is how this links with the Isle of Man being the moon. The Icelandic Myrn translates into English as Isle of Man, because the moon is what we have been wedded to in the contract of sin and death repayment. In this construct, the Isle of Man is located in the Irish Sea between Great Britain and Ireland, and the head of state for the Isle of Man is, you guessed it, the Queen Bee herself, Elizabeth II. For this state, she holds the title Lord of Man.
There's your textness again, Dan, man.
Metonymy, the structure known as the moon, which has lordship over mankind. What is the anthem of that place? O land of our birth. A clear-cut ode to our birth inside of the moon, because we are all born in sin.
Every one of us. The Isle of Moon. The Isle of Man. Yeah, there's your Y there, look, right in the middle. Official flag of the Isle of Man is the esoteric symbol of the revolution of the moon. The 3 legs representing the 3 phases, waxing, full, waning, which is also conducted with the 3 phases of existence, birth, life and death. Wow, it's in our face, isn't it? In our feces. The true Isle of Man, the moon, the Mon, the grey moon. That's why it's grey outside, guys. No fucking coincidence. Manual life, there's your box, and there's your 4, and your concept of 3. Concept of 3 and the 4. Mark of the beast. Manuscript is the manuscript. Shows from the moon, which is active scene. We are on line, please.
A second anagram of main is name, which is why we are all given a name. Or in the Trojan moon horse phonetic terminology, a name. This creates a personal identification with your character mark, as shown by the Greek word charakter, meaning a mark. We are the mark. And the character name, main, amen, is our personal bar, sun code of Saturn, seeing that the Hebrew word for bar can also be translated as sun. We are involved in sun ray recreation, which is why we are given a bar code, a sun code, or a character mark, as part of the Ark of the Covenant. A coven is an assembly of 13 witches, and a witch was metaphorically known as a wise woman, yet also a night monster. The word monster gives this away, with the prefix mon meaning moon, and the suffix of ster is Dutch for star. This is why an asterisk from the Greek asteriskos means little star. Therefore, we have monster turning into moon star.
Yeah, you're a moon star. That's what the Masons are, moon stars. Sons of many. Masons, each of them received a bar, sun code of Saturn when they entered the construct, and the construct is put the only one who's born with the sin, the moon. That means everyone from the Amazonian tribe members to the high-end Western capital name, just a stage actor name.
The number 13 is the significant aspect, since the sacred number of the old lunar year was 13. This tells us directly that the symbolism of 13 as seen on the back of the $1 bill is also about the moon. The moon that is the ark of the ark, or beginning of government. This is shown when we look at the Vedic ancient Sanskrit texts and the story of Manu, who is cognate with the biblical Noah. Manu rode out of the deluge in an ark, which has always been a metaphorical way of saying a womb, and the deluge of dead souls. The arc moon is the womb whereby the chosen are taken into right out of the flood of dead spirits. We are then plugged into the matrix at the back of the neck, just like the Matrix movies showed, as depicted by the Proto-Indo-European word mon, meaning neck, and also the Latin caroix, translated as...
I'm just going to show you something here. This is in the middle. This is in the middle of the racist, hate-filled. That's the brown. We all used to be brown, and this is the white angels, the red, white, and the blue, which is 33 with a leash, a sword stood on his head in his hand. Total disrespect, as much as disrespect as you can get, without showing it. That's where the nozzle is, and that's where we're all plugged in. The union of jacks, because when you've got jack, that means you've got nothing. And this, the guy here, which is Wales, this is the dragon, the George that killed the dragon. Look, our freedom, evil bastards. And what do we have there? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 33 is 6, which is me also as well. My life path.
As neck, nozzle, spout, back of the neck. The Matrix movies were nothing more than a psychological experiment of the controlling elite to show a large portion of humanity our actual situation that we cannot see, so that they could observe how we would react to it. To be honest, I've hardly scratched the surface in terms of language connection examples of our situation, and people still think that this is all just a metaphor.
It's fucking definitely not. We're all little piggies. It's a metaphor of your Latin prefix meta, which means pyramid, turning a point of circus. Meta. Also a boundary indicating terminal. So meta, pyramid. Meta is pyramid. Pyramid. It's pyramid, turning point at circus. A circus, because we are in a circus, because we have we're a circus end. Meta means end, boundary. Moon again, the moon creates the entire circus wide of doom. Yeah, man. And most people think it's beautiful. Oh, the beautiful moon. Fuck you, moon. Sick fucking poppy. Pedophile. Now you see, there we are. The horse on the merry-go-round.
Our marriage contract to the moon is shown by the connection to the Icelandic word fax, meaning mane, and all.
So when you go on the horse drawn merry-go-round, guys, what is it? It's just us. We forget it. We do it again. We forget it. We do it again. That's our whole life is pointless. That's why I don't want any of this, all of this, possessions, belongings. I don't want none of it, guys, because it's all a fake construct. It's fucking had us plugged in the back of our fucking heads, believing that we're actually living in this beautiful, well, one beautiful green grass. Heart is earth. Earth is an anagram of ether. We wear clothes. We are togged in ether together. And the sun is created by our heart, which is caged inside a bee's nest. You know what I mean? I don't want none of it, eh? But at the moment, I've got no choice but to try and wake as many people as I can up on the way. That's why that's why I've got nobody on here.
Also transferring that word over into the Latin language. Fax translates into English as marriage. It is also a noun for death, torch, fire of love, link, firebrand, light. The moon is the link of death, that is the marriage isle, isle of man, where the fires of love await for us at the light. The light at the end of the tunnel that each of us is welcomed into when we die.
There you go. You know when you fucking Matrix, the Men in Black way goes. That's it. There's your memory loss. There is the Statue of Liberty. Don L. Trump Lucifer, Sol. Soldiers are Sol beasts, sun beasts.
A fax, as
Olympics
most
is
people now know it, is a
I
copy
comply.
of an image, something artificial, which is sent from an original. That's what this matrix world is, a copy of the images of everything, and not the legitimate aspects. The moon is the projection screen or root screen of this reality, which, as the word indicates, does it again. We are not living in ality. We are inside a reality, which is the copy of an image and not the original. It is ab-original, or from the original. This is shown by the moon-related Chinese word MOO-V, which means simulation, imitation, analog. When this Chinese word is split apart into its prefix and suffix, we get mo, translated as mold, model, matrix.
That's where we get
and
mold.
The suffix of ni, that means draft, draw up, imitate, plan. That's the reason we live on this planet, which is phonetically spoken as planet, because the archons have planned out this matrix, which is nothing more than a mold, model, imitation of the legitimate universe multiverse chorus that we are no longer
mold in the mold.
in. This is a mock version of everything, and the letters INRI, INRI, that are symbolized above the rood screen crucifixion statue is an insignia of mockery. This is nothing more than a blatant symbol telling us that we all die on the cross of the X chromosome known as the moon, which delivers us into sin and this mockery, imitation reality.
Madison Rose Hubery. How's it going, sister? We are well into this, mate. It's amazing. Fucking Golden Web Part 1, Chiron, last backup. That's where we are. On a CD, looping, being looped. Looper. Merry-go-round. A circuit, a circus. There's our X chromosome. Prison. That's why it's grey outside, is because the greys run the world. And they want to keep us grey.
What book did the Wachowski brothers tell each cast member of the Matrix series that they had to read before filming the movies? A book called Simulacra and Simulation by Jean Baudrillard. When we look at the word simulacra, there are more connections. The Latin simul means at the same time, likewise, simultaneously, which gives us correlation between the aspects of paradox and this reality, which is subjugated upon us, but only experienced after the fact. Simulacra is derived from the Latin simulacrum, meaning likeness, image, statue. The entire basis of this place is based upon symbols and images, which is also why the archon governments of the world only write statues,
That's why there's two crosses.
And acts. My goodness.
That's why everything in the box doesn't exist.
How clear this can be made. They are telling everyone outright that this is all an imitation. It's fake, a forgery, counterfeit.
Everything.
These beings through and through hate us, as shown by the Latin simul-tas, meaning enmity, rivalry, hatred. They have
won't even
everything
focus.
upside down on us, as shown by the Latin word sin, which is a conjunction word meaning on the contrary. Contrary means opposite, antithetical, reversed, inverted, opponent, adversary.
And the Queen.
Everything is an inversion in this sinister matrix, because for this system to work, it has to be. To see the truth, one must turn everything downside up and right side left.
There. Everything is an inversion. Whole world is inverted. There's the 5G, which creates the coronavirus, the norovirus.
The archon governments are the greatest truth-telling liars that we have at our disposal. Do they say pay taxes? Then stop paying taxes. Do they say get your vaccines? Then stop getting vaccines. Do they say don't eat organic food? It's no better than non-organic? Then eat organic food. Do they say drink fluoridated water? It's good for your teeth? Then stop drinking fluoridated water. Do their medical systems say that chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery are the only cures for cancer? then know that these are the only ways that cancer can never be cured. This is stated directly in their own side effect sheets, showing that chemotherapy and radiation actually cause more cancer.
There you have it. Does anybody read it? Does anybody read it? It causes more. Yeah, but just like that says there, it's not evidence of identity. But so where's all your ID come from? That piece of paper there that says it's not you. So we ignore. We live in fiction where we believe nonsense because we're told and our words are spells, so we believe them. Here's another aspect how medieval system tied up in the genetic gene of ISIS, a link to the DNA, Trojan horse, moon. Everything to do with the moon.
Every doctor has to take the Hippocratic Oath, which is purported to be related to someone named Hippocrates, who is said to be regarded as the father of medicine. This is nothing more than hypocrisy, again showing the aspect of forgery and imitation, since this word comes out of the Spanish hipócrita, meaning double-dealing, two-faced, hypocrite. The name Hippocrates itself stems from two Greek terms. The first is epos, which means a horse, indicating the Trojan horse of the moon as tied into the many terms of mane, which is also what a horse has, a horse's mane. The suffix of krates is derived from the Greek kratos, meaning power, government. Hippocrates, therefore, means power and government by the horse, moon. This will explain to the listener the reason behind the medical caduceus symbol, showing that the snakes intertwining the rod spine indicates the intertwining of our former vibratory structure with the foreign installment of the moon and the placement of a simulated mental reality that overtook the legitimate one that we can no longer see. That's also what hidden yet in plain sight means. The legitimate all and everything is still there, but we cannot vibrationally see it anymore. We are only seeing the mirrored imitation of everything. All doctors are taking a moon oath and pledging allegiance to the practices of the horse moon government.
Not good, is it? There's your Cain and your Abel, your caduceus and you fallen angels. I'll use the treatments to help the sick. I'll never use it to injure them or wrong them. I will not give poisons to anyone. The Hippocratic Oath. Wow, look at this shit, man. This is certainly a hypocritical oath. It is fucking disgusting. They give us poisons and potions and we say thank you. See you next week, doctor.
Let's dig even deeper on this one. Another Greek synonym for epos is oros, related to the word mount, as in to mount a horse and the mountain of the moon, meaning boundary, term, mountain, condition, clause. For the few who watched occult Christmas, you will understand the significance behind the Satan, Santa Claus, as now associated with the moon and
Satan.
Horus.
Claus with Santa,
is, of course,
Satan.
Horus, which is where the English language got the word horizon. The horizon, Horus risen, is the boundary, mountain, condition,
Satan's colours.
Horus is an anagram for hours, because we are caught in the time snake matrix, where each hour, hours, Horus, is the horizon or boundary of time. This is further proved through the etymology with the Greek term ora, meaning an hour. The word horoscope comes out of this, which is the study of the planetary alignments at the hour of someone's birth. Horoscope could also esoterically be called the horoscope. Oros means mountain, because all of the lawgivers of mythology went up the mountain, which was a hidden way of saying the moon. The word scope gives away the papacy, coming from the Greek skopeo, to look, observe narrowly. This gave the words archbishop, bishopric, and episcopacy, which is a government by scope, aid, and intention. This is derived from the Greek episkopos, meaning bishop, which is why the Pope is known as the Holy See. The sea that is in the sea of space, that sets its scope sighting directly upon the earth. Exactly like the UN United Nations symbol is clearly showing everyone. The Pope is the metonymy for the all-seeing eye, which is the moon. The all-seeing eye on the back of the $1 bill with numerous aspects of 13, which indicates the 13 monthly cycles in a year, as well as the capping of all the ages in this now 13th mini-age. Imagine, if you will, living on this world where there was no moon, and to everyone's memory there never was. Then, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's this huge object in the sky, the moon. What would everyone say? Most likely they would fearfully ask, what is it?
The fuck's
exactly. What is it? Just like the Hebrew and Greek words for manna have stated all along. What is it? Or from where? It's the moon, manna, the foreign installment that took everything away from us and is the true enemy of mankind. When this initially took place, everyone naturally assumed that this object, the moon, was right inside of the stratosphere, because it technically is. This is the Trojan horse army that is hidden in the moon, continually destroying the environment of our minds, as shown by the Greek word stratos, meaning an army. This is where the English word stratosphere was derived, with
a bit of fear in there.
Fear attached at the end just for good measure. Stratosphere, or the army of fear, hidden inside the Trojan moon horse. The primary objective is to defeat us through an ultimate mental takeover. This would be their other definition of e pluribus unum, from many one objective. That's what would create a monopoly, which is from two words, mono meaning one, and poly meaning many. Monopoly, monopoly, is from many, one. To create an integration of our species into the collective hive mind through a very real Borg-like takeover, which would teach them the equivalent of squaring the circle.
John.
Take a look around you. Does everything seem pretty square? Think that's an accident?
Everything's square now. Everything. How's it going, guys? You alright? Right deep into this. I just sent us there, Wayne. Notice she sent us something, mate. I was going to say when I'm doing the live. Hidden agenda. Fucking hell, we're exposing it here, Wayne, mate. Big time. Truman Show is inside the moon-based hologram studio because the Christ of the Moon projection, they're telling us is our fucking world. Series 9, which is the all-seeing eye of Horus, the Pope. The moon's watching us, guys. And the stairway to heaven. Remember, when you have been told your whole life the sky is the limit, the sky is the limit. Literally. Because we have a dome above us.
This has helped along through almost every corporation, government, and organization that you can imagine. Even supposedly friendly ones like UNICEF, with the suffix word chef being an Esperanto prefix word meaning arch, chief. They only want one chief, UNICEF. A monopoly from the many, which is mankind to one, which is the hive mind. When there are more than 1 billion people all texting LOL on a daily basis while still believing themselves to be unique, you can be assured that this takeover is, quite unfortunately, happening very quickly.
We are all fucking pawns in a pond.
This will be the 5th time this takeover has occurred, seeing that we are simply repeating the original storyline of when this all took place. That's what the prevalent 5, or V, the Roman numeral for 5 symbolism, is all about. We are on the 5th breath of the 25,920-year matrix cycle of storyline repetition, And the
How
last
many times
part of
we've done
our
this?
story is when humanity becomes fully taken over by the technologists of the matrix system and inserted fully into this false reality.
So is that how we can see into the future? I've seen many times into the future what's going to happen. Is that because we've fucking lived this same story over and over and over again?
A complete paradox wrapped up into itself, where the beginning is the end and the end is the beginning. A snake biting its own tail, so to speak. The final phase of this includes an all-digital currency known as cryptocurrency. The crypt portion is the big giveaway, this word coming from the Greek kryptos, meaning concealed from. It is truly about our own tale from the crypt, indicating a burial chamber for that which is dead. And when the all-digital cryptocurrency becomes the only form of monetary faith payment that is left, you can be assured that the human battery society is completely dead, just like the currency. A cryptocurrency which is worthless and has no energy left in the system.
Wow. Dead Osiris. Currency. Dead. Crypto. Hidden currency, which simply means humanity is moving into the realm of blind faith. Chemical elements 36 is known for the krypton. Well, what does this flag have here? It has 36 lines. Coincidentally, it's no coincidence. So that is the krypton. That's the kryptonite, which is keeping us all on our fucking bogs, fucking having a shite. Which is derived from the Greek word kryptos, meaning the hidden one. Yeah, which is Osiris. Right, Amen is the Egyptian god known as the hidden one, indicating through the 3 days roughly the moon is hidden for each month. This is the part of the parcel with the symbol of the Superman series and the family of AALL, Saturn, sending their saviour here. This is the hidden hand that controls our lives. Yeah, man, it shows you. The new Superman, it shows you that he says that we're all fucking useless, basically, I'm here to help us. And he's just basically telling the truth. Achilles' heel. It's one of our weaknesses, is the moon. The moon is our true version of kryptonite. And that is the moon. The moon is the king. We are monkeys. The moon is the key. This twisted fucking flag. Bent just like the fucking Dutch flag it is. On the Swiss flag, sorry. Swiss ISIS.
This proves out another aspect of the monetary symbol written as shown.
What is the moon?
Whenever anything has a line struck through it, this means that the symbol is no longer accepted or is ineffective. In the case of this symbol, the line struck through the S indicates a no, just like any other symbol that has a line crossed over it. It is a no symbol, and this symbol means that there is no money. Therefore, when you receive a statement from a bank or corporation stating that you owe something, they will write the numerical figures down with the symbol as shown preceding the numbers. They are automatically indicating that they want a number of things that they have written down as long as it isn't money. This symbol also indicates that the energy of S that was previously in the system is no longer available.
There you go, look. There was 2 lines through it. The symbol of the one indicates the quantitative value of energy which is no longer available in the system because it has been used up. There is a reason with more money needs to be continued to be printed is continue worthless because the battery charge of power in the world is nearing its end of its life cycle. That's why we're using. Oh God, it's disgusting as well.
Many people have also attributed the double line S symbol as representing ISIS. This is also a correct observance, as all electrically charged currency, currency, is associated with the moon and therefore ISIS. She creates the hertz of electricity in the earth, which is the apple of sin. Take note of the difference. It is not sin, the moon itself, but the apple of it. That's why the anagram of earth is heart. The earth is the electric construct where the hearts create hertz because we have been grounded. A ground is always needed to create an electrical conduit between itself and the electrical device. And the earth is the heart middle point, which is the ground zero voltage point. This is the reason that being neutral is so important, because we stop our internal ionization and do not produce any more energy for this matrix prison. We instead retain that energy for ourselves, energy which is going to be vital upon the moment of death.
That's all about, guys, when we die. All this means nothing. We fucking don't do the right things when we get on the other side. Then we're back in this fucking matrix with another body and another fucking forgetfulness. We'll have to go through the whole thing again. Just watering the plants. Too much, watering plants way too much, maybe.
Is going to be vital upon the moment of death.
That's it, guys. The heart resonates at 528 Hertz in this imprisonment of the rib cage. Neutrality gives the power of the heart, which is being emotionally drained from the ionizing effects of duality, which is everything emotionally painful. Hertz, hearts, us emotion, Saturn motion. Also grounds us to the earth heart through the attachment of our feelings for each other. This quite unfortunately keeps the heart of us held in the prison, because of each life there is a feeling of attachment in our life experiences those, and we have those experiences with when he's letting us attachments go with the heart, and thus your soul will set free. An incredibly difficult truth to discern. Yeah, it's evolution keeps us loving each other and hating each other, keeps us getting hurts, hearts, our heart is getting hurt because of the hurts.
The powers of this operation want us to be caught in the system of commerce without a chance for escape, and the only hope of so-called freedom being brought about only through the system itself and more monetary acquisition, which is why the populace has been thwarted into believing in the lottery. What a sham! Talk about bringing humanity down to the lowest common denominator.
LCD.
Perhaps that's what the digital technology acronym is truly saying to us with LCD screen televisions. The projection being emanated from its liquid crystal cells is sending a signal to vibrate everyone down to the LCD, or lowest common denominator.
Yeah. LCD screens are the lowest fucking common denominator screens. The lottery is a system of version of so-called freedom. Since it is off the system and is for the system, there is no threat of establishment, and those of the power everyone believes in the illusion of it. This is glorified to seek after the illusionary interpretation of prosperity. The false freedom helped to perpetuate everything in the wrong. The world is just an evil. Created the system in the first place. Yes, this is another solution. Solution. If you don't like war, starvation and hatred, then stop funding it by playing the lottery. Yeah, all that money goes toward, every bit of money, lottery money goes into their pockets and into fucking funding the wars. Wow, it's that fucking... Hello. Hi mate, you alright? Yeah, everything's there to fucking... All the lottery money you get put on Jack, all that goes to the fucking Masons, and they just fucking use it to fucking do whatever they like with.
Listen
every week.
To this.
You know what I mean? We don't realise all that cash, you just go, oh, nice one, boys.
Incredibly easy to grasp and also incredibly difficult.
I mean, every week people are just like that, just giving all the cash to
like all these people who donate to charity. They do realise only 2% actually goes to the charity. The other 98% goes to whoever made the charity.
Exactly, mate. Which is the Masons.
Yeah.
Fully enough.
Like the lad in Spenny, Vinny Solon he's called. You've probably seen it all over Spenny, Solon's, Cancer Solon's or whatever. So, got a big shop. Yeah. Solon's. I went to school with his niece mates. He used to be a baghead. Yeah. And he ran out of money, so he made a fake charity online. And he was like, well, everyone donates to cancer research. So he made a cancer charity. Yeah. And then realised he only has to actually donate 2%. fucking red.
Minted, yeah.
Minted.
People give him it.
My brother's on about making one for fucking... Thought you give me a fake £20 note. How's that £20 note bigger than a fucking tenner?
It's a 50.
15. What the fuck? It was like that, I was thinking. How the fuck's that bigger? £50 note.
Right, mate.
Tesco, eh?
Yeah. They fucking love hiding them out, don't they?
Yeah, but they didn't used to take... They do now, but they used to be able to go into Tesco and they'd be like...
Nah. I know, eh?
I just got out your cash point.
It's a fucking
Like,
mockery.
no, it's not ours. So why the fuck does it say Tesco right across the top of the cunt?
I know, mate.
And when you turn it, when you literally put your card in, it says Tesco.
I know.
But it's not there.
It's not theirs.
It's not there.
It's not theirs.
It's not their branding on it.
No, it's not theirs, honestly. Just got their name on it. In a bit, brother. Turn out it.
Knowledge in any area, they free themselves from the system that burdened them due to their own ignorance. Look at it like this. Either you use monetary religious notes and go to the grocery store to buy food, or you learn to grow your own, save seeds, store enough for winter, etc. Which one gives you more freedom?
Yes.
The answer should be obvious. And not only that, you are
That's why
working
they don't
for
have
yourself.
apple
with a
trees
full
outside,
investment on
bushes,
your
and
own energy.
you know what I mean?
Energy goes into your own system, and you reap all the benefits from that system instead of paying the man or working for someone else.
Exactly. 2%. Fucking hell. Has anybody truly got what knowledge is power actually means? Knowledge is the key to freedom both in and out of a metric system. The only economy should exist is the humanity trades that increases knowledge in our areas to set ourselves each other free of all the systems of usury. Exactly. No capitalism, no paying for fucking information resource based like fucking Mark Steele and all them fucking fuckers. Democrats, dictatorship, etc. These are the wrongs. Knowledge and neutrality of the heart is the key and the way we will again know it by heart. Yeah, exactly. That's why I keep writing shit down. I want to know off by heart. Which is yam,
Here
ham,
are more examples. Would it be better to use monetary religious notes to hire someone to build you a home? Or would it be more beneficial to know how to build your own? Would it be better to hire a doctor to take care of your health needs, even though they most likely don't care about you at all?
Nope.
Or would it be a lot more to your advantage to learn about the human body, how it functions, and
That's
how
why I
best to
drink
take care of
piss,
it even
guys.
if you have a medical
That's why I
emergency?
drink urine.
It is sad that the majority of the world still believes that there is no cure for cancer, when in fact it is one of the easiest diseases to remedy.
It can be cancer.
Everything is all about balance, and neutrality is the key to solving everything. When is the last time you have ever heard a doctor check a cancer patient's pH level?
So that means if you took bicarbonate of soda every day and your pH was 7 all the time, then you wouldn't be able to fall into the acidic. Wow, isn't that crazy? Those people who take bicarbonate every day stay at the pH of 7, guys. Little tip there for you. Wish I would Mickey fucking listen to it. Our fucking Mick Gibbon.
Knowledge truly is power, and the more knowledge you have, the more power you have. It is as simple and complicated as that. People will argue against what I've just said until they run out of breath with reasons such as the economy would be devastated. This would be impossible to do because it would take too much time to learn. These people are unfortunately victims of the system that convinced everyone that going to school for 13 plus years to learn basic skills that could have been learned in 150 hours was beneficial to your life knowledge instead of the truth. That all of those years spent in an educational asylum simply trained you to robotically follow a pattern and work like a drone until you die. Even recess in school is simply replaced for those in the workforce by the 15-minute coffee break. It's the same with the lunch break. Ding! 12 o'clock.
Guys,
you're allowed to leave for the designated period of time to go eat, even
have
if you aren't hungry. Short leave. Good little robot. Be quick about it before the 1 o'clock bell rings and it's back to class. Work.
We're all slaves, guys.
The economy, commerce system would be an unnecessary burden if humanity had true knowledge. The knowledge of self-sufficiency that we are robbed of. Look at it and see how it makes you feel to know that we are serving a system that cares nothing for any of us.
Nothing.
Did no one actually understand that amazing parable? Give a man a fish and he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish and he will eat for a lifetime.
No. Nobody taught us that. Well, another 15 minutes. Might as well see this out because this is amazing, guys. If you haven't watched this, please watch it. Honestly, watch them all. I've watched all 119. I fucking can't remember half the fuck though. It's too much.
Knowledge.
Sorry, the quotation of Karl Marx is exactly how the system thinks. They do not want us, any of us, to have the knowledge that unchanges us from their hate-filled societal arguments. And when you have your
knowledge gives you the power to be your own endless resource. It is something that cannot be taken from you, and there is no false debt that needs to be repaid because of it. You can pull from it at any time you like and make your life a living heaven, whereas the system wants you and I to remain in ignorance about as much as possible, thinking that the commerce system is the one and only savior and the highest system that humanity can ever achieve.
So fucking thick. We've been taught like this. People won't have it. No, they wouldn't do that to us. They wouldn't hate us that much because you don't hate that much.
This means, what are my needs? And how does one take care of all of them without any external saviors? Know thyself. Where am I? And what is this place? How did I get here? And why am I here? These are the internal questions, because questions are truly the quest that we are on to find out how we became imprisoned and remain subservient to a system that does not care about our fate. Knowledge is our only option, and the more that each of us attains on our own, the more that we can collectivize it and help each other break free of this construct. I want to see as many of us break free of these confines as possible, so that through a critical mass, the whole matrix will collapse, and we don't have to go through the same sick cycle again. I have said it many times to many people over the years.
Like my son's a nuclear physicist, a senior engineer with Bechtel. They'll keep him around, right? They're not going to keep me around. I'm useless. They can't just wipe us all out at once. The neutron bombs will do that. Now remember, the nuclear will go to the equator and won't spill over to the southern hemisphere. That's the advantage to going south. I mean, why did Bush buy all his property in Paraguay? Mm-hmm. You know, why did the head of CNN buy all these thousands of acres down in Argentina? The Pine Gaps thing, you're familiar with that in Australia, right? There's 35,000 so-called elite. They're going to be able to go down there when this thing all happens. If you're over age 44, you'll be one of the expendables, the useless eaters, or today you're a human resource. That's the vocal word if you look at it.
So we are a human resource. Yeah, as we repeat in this culling cycle.
Arm yourself with as much knowledge as you can, and free yourself from the system of commerce and every other hate-filled system in as many ways as is possible. Be the witness in all things, and retain the neutral ground in all your endeavors. In this way you keep all of your power. By ionically discharging yourself through the duality, you lose your spiritual strength, and upon death you will have nothing left. Remain psychologically neutral, and you will see both sides of everything with clarity, and you will also cease feeding the matrix with your etheric ether or discharges. In the same regard as gaining knowledge and working for yourself, you will build up your own energy stores again, and the archons will lose their previous advantages that they had over you. In death, know that anything that is external to you is not there to help you. It is a construct meant to keep you suppressed and looping in this false reality all over again. You and I have always been a part of the system of all things, and therefore have always been and always will be. For us to have no memory retention of a before simply and logically means that it was erased and taken away from each of us. That is the memory swipe program that occurs during each successive rebirth, so that no one remembers who or what or when they are.
Imagine how disgusting that is, man.
That this is occurring is a huge advantage that they definitely do not want us to have. This means that we are already better equipped to handle them on the other side than we otherwise would be.
We'll see how Piat. There are no external saviors, there's the false constructs.
This whole game operation is about us being divided from the ultimate source of our being, as shown by the Latin "di," meaning God, and the French "vide," meaning empty, void.
Mate brought some fucking washing powder on the other day, fucking stinking the whole fucking everything up.
Not the pseudo-religious God that so many false religions, including Christianity, talk about. God is not some man on a cloud, or someone who came in a human body to die for mankind's moons, sins. No. Humanity has become empty, void of the ultimate source of all. This is what I would refer to as the unknowable. We have become empty of this, because we bit the appellation of sin, and were thus divided from the ultimate source, since we thought that we were separate from everything else. There is no such thing. Everything is connected to everything else, which is why indirect is direct. Only a neutral mind can see this truth.
This guy is actually a fucking round earther. Silly fucker. It's amazing, but still, I could speak with him. Whatever he is now.
The apple of sin was our matrix telephone call, as shown by the French word appel, meaning telephone call. In court, an appellant is known as a calling or summoning, and the word summons can be split apart to realize that it is the sum of the mons, moons. Summa is a Latin term meaning to be, exist. We exist in the moon because it was our telephone call that summoned us to this reality through it. That brings us to where we are in this galaxy, the Milky Way as some would have us call it.
Milk is the adrenochrome.
We are in the desert. Just like there are deserts on this Earth construct, there are deserts in the galaxies, and we happen to be in one of the largest deserts in this particular galaxy. The Earth construct is actually the oasis of this desert, where space travelers can refuel, replenish, trade, etc. That aspect would be on only one level of this entire construct. The fact that we are in the desert may explain a lot to the listener as to why everything in our solar system pretty much looks lifeless. That's because it is. Just like any desert, there is very little life throughout most of it. Even within this inverted matrix, we find ourselves in one of the worst parts of this galaxy, and to top it off, are being used as energetic slaves. What needs to be understood is that there are systems and working orders that exist which are far beyond the comprehension of humanity, who are still, for the most part, bickering about whether or not alien life is real. What a farce! What does humanity think that humanity itself is? This is still a medieval times flat earth mentality, which believes that this speck of dust oasis in the desert is prime real estate, and if anything was going on, we would know about it. This is such a limited perspective, and it has not ever served us beneficially. Only those who have meditated intensely for years on many different levels will see the truth of these statements.
He literally thinks we live up there. Silly bugger. The film Begonia is similar, like, it's water up there.
We're inside the computer program. Is it really so hard to believe? Your clothes are different, the bloods in your arms and head are gone. Your hair has changed. Your appearance now is what we call residual self-image. It's a mental projection of your digital self. This isn't real. What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
Oops.
This is the world that you know. The world as it was at the end of the 20th century. It exists now only as part of a neural interactive simulation that we call the Matrix. You've been living in a dream world, Neo. This is the world as it exists today.
Looks a bit like outside.
Welcome to the desert of the real. We have only bits and pieces of information, but what we know for certain is that at some point in the early 21st century, all of mankind was united in celebration. We marveled.
AI is already here anyway.
As we gave birth to AI. AI? You mean artificial intelligence? A singular consciousness that spawned an entire race of machines. We don't know who struck first, us or them. But we know that it was us that scorched the sky. At the time, they were dependent on solar power, and it was believed that they would be unable to survive without an energy source as abundant as the sun. Throughout human history, we have been dependent on machines to survive. Fate, it seems, is not without a sense of irony. The human body generates more bioelectricity than a 120-volt battery and over 25,000 BTUs of body heat. Combined with a form of fusion, the machines had found all the energy they would ever need. There are fields here, endless fields, where human beings are no longer born. We are grown.
We really are, guys. Apparently. The Bengali term for God is when the syllable of this word is taken itself is ta. We get the translation. Sitting on eggs, incubating God is sitting on eggs. The bata is sitting on eggs. Sat, urn, sitting on eggs.
Those who have no interest in freedom, either their own or anyone else's, will simply mock and ridicule everything that has been shown. That's the mental game of those who love being imprisoned. And as it has always been said, misery loves company. The many have become accustomed to this prison life and will actually fight for it and defend it to their own demise. That's all that one needs to realize when dealing with anyone who would shower defamation and mental abuse upon those either speaking the truth or searching for it themselves. Additionally, all that one needs to ask of themselves in those situations is, how is this person's verbal abuse helping me to discover the truth about anything? There is nothing constructive about criticism. It is only destructive. And the only way to help each other in this battle for our spirit, soul, and awareness is through the collective sharing of knowledge and insight, despite the cost. As Nietzsche put it, the individual has always had to struggle to keep from being overwhelmed by the tribe. If you try it, you will be lonely often and sometimes frightened, but no price is too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself.
Absolutely, guys.
The tribe are those who love the so-called comforts of their prison cells. But I, for one, am tired of the shackles and chains. Enough is enough. The cycle stops here.
is no beginnings and there is no endings. Yeah, it's all fucking the cabal, as you know. Peace and love. So you missed me live. Guys, the one is you and I, Neo, spun, spin, neutrality. It's all about being neutral, guys. And my bike is number 7. I live 8 from one end, 7 from the other. In the middle. Neutrality. Jesus is 7. 7 backwards is upside down is L. Which is the moon. Flip it upside down and you have your fucking key. Moon key, monkey, peace and love. Amazing stuff. Guy called Chiron. Last back up. Fucking amazing information, guys. Peace and love to you. The sky is grey because we are run by the fucking greys. Cunts.